All right, good morning. It is the weekend. How cool. Saturday, April 12th, 2025. And we're going to play puzzles together. We'll start with connections as always. You can see our list there. And move down to the mini crossword. And then we'll do the Wordle and the Strands. And then letterboxed. And somebody, I think it was Callie or somebody, showed me the button where you can see the most simple yesterday's puzzle to see how close you came. So I have yesterday's letterboxed open as well, and we'll see how I matched up. You can see yesterday's today. All right, let's dive in. Let's do it. I don't really have any huge announcements or stories or anything. I did sort of celebrate spring break with my kids. We've been working on lots of projects, and with this, the incident that happened where, I got a baggie of goop thrown at my car on Monday. It really put a kind of a downer on the entire week, even though, we got a couple of things done. It was this just emotional weight, and I had a lot of, I was kind of reeling from it the entire week, and that's not how you're supposed to spend spring break. So we didn't get as much done as we could have. We did get a few things done yesterday, and then we went to celebrate my son's favorite restaurant. We went out to my son's favorite restaurant, and we had lots of good food, and it was delicious, and we had a good time. So it was actually a really good chance for us to sort of celebrate. We have a lot of things to celebrate. A few milestones happened while we were pretty sick. I mean, my wife and my kids went through a time where they were pretty wiped out. They were oh, hey Callie, good morning. I was just saying about how you showed me that the yesterday button for the letterboxed. I have yesterday's letterboxed open. We'll click it and compare today. It just really sent me for a loop, right? It sent me on a weird spiral to have that happen on Monday, and here we are Saturday, and I'm pretty much over it and all that, but where did spring break go? I feel robbed of spring break, sadly. Even though we got to spend time, there was just sort of a cloud over the entire thing. All right, let's dive in. Let's do the connections puzzle. I see sin, sec, sun, tan, flash, bots, fall, came, bit, buck, ken, stray, net, gif, air, and spur. A lot of truncated words here. The first one I saw was something that's going to happen quickly. In a sec, in a bit, in a gif. There was a fourth one I saw. In a flash. Yeah, in a flash. Okay, a short period of time. In a bit, a gif, a flash, a sec. Sin. Oh, wait a minute. The Suns, the Nets, the Spurs. Oh, and the Bucks. The singular form of these basketball teams. That's funny. A singular NBA player from each of these teams are a Buck, a Net, a Spur, and a Sun. That's funny. It's so funny. In high school, if you're the Spartans or something, then each individual person is a Spartan, but say you are I don't know, the Avalanche. Are you each collectively the Avalanche? You know what I mean? I don't consider each person on the Suns a Sun. I don't know. That just seems funny to me. Okay, the other thing that I saw, but maybe this is a red herring, I saw sun burn, and then Ken Burns, Ken Burns, the documentarian. To err, to sin, to fall, maybe to stray. Okay, to do wrong, yeah. To sin, to stray, to fall, to err. And then bots, tan, ken, and came. These guys have got to be a fill in the blank. blank tan. Spray tan. Spray bots. Spray. I don't know. That doesn't fit. Whoa. What? Starts of African countries. Bots like Botswana. Came like Cameroon. Ken like Kenya. And tan like Tanzania. Oh my gosh. Who's going to get that? 3 errors. Kept trying to put spur in the yellow category. Oh, in a spur. Yeah, oh, I could totally see that. A short period of time. Yeah, in a spur. Yeah, what a tricky one. I mean, I did not. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people didn't come up with the purple category. A short period of time, in a bit, in a flash, in a jiff, in a sec. The blue category was NBA players, the singular form of these NBA players. A buck, a net, a spur, and a sun. That's funny. Purple. Oh, was purple your... Oh my gosh, here I am saying, oh, nobody got that. How did you get that? How on earth did you get those together? That was not intuitive to me. Bots for Botswana. I just... That's not... That seems like a fill in the blank, not a, like... truncated answer. I don't know. That seems tough. To do wrong, to err, to fall, to sin, and to stray. Starts of African countries. Bots for Botswana. Came for Cameroon. Ken for Kenya. And tan for Tanzania. Yeah, that's pretty tricky. That's that was not intuitive to me, but apparently it was for you. So great. All right, so let's play the mini crossword. Oh, how funny. That's great. It is officially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 across, and then what? 6 down. So a fairly large puzzle today, but look at the orientation of it. That's so funny. Usually it's a lot bigger, taller, so it has a bunch of open space like this. That's okay. You can see the clue on the top there. Okay, so 1 across. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. S-O-L. Sol. Solfeggio. Still up in the air for short. Still up in the air. Aloof. I don't know. With 14 across, big question marks. I don't know. We're going to have to find that one out. That is one that goes all the way across. Maybe Rio Grande. The black question mark in the middle. I know. Isn't that great? That's awesome. I love when they like make little pictures. Sometimes the connection of the Strands puzzle has kind of a funny connection like that. Bone connecting the elbow with the wrist. Let's see. Bone connecting the elbow with the wrist. That's your radius? Your ulna. Ulna. Things issued by the DMV. Maybe IDs? Maybe driver's licenses? DLs? That might be wrong. We'll come back. Elaborate hairstyle. Maybe a perm. Part of the eye that contains the iris. The iris. And then on the... Contains the iris. Maybe your lens? That might be wrong. We're gonna have to get some of this one with the others. I love the question mark. That's so great. Sure, whatever you say. Yeah, right. Maybe yeah. I might change most of these. I have no idea. 12 cans of beer. You'd be pretty wiped out after 12 cans of beer. It's the pack. Plaster wall coating. Okay, so I'm thinking this one is wrong. How do you spell stucco? Is it CCO? I think it's CCO. Stucco. I have done in the past my own interiors of my house, but never stucco on the outside of a house. My mom's house has stucco, and it has cracked a couple times. The whole neighborhood had a really shoddy what do you call it, contractor come when they first built the houses, and the concrete was a nightmare, and just a bunch of things were wrong. Hey, check it out. Oh, look. Maybe. I don't know if that's correct. Weather phenomenon that translates to the girl. Oh, La Nina. Well, there's a tilde on top of that, but close enough. It's full of questions. What is full of questions? The mind of a child. I don't know. We'll come back to it. White House family during the 2020s. During the 2020s, White House family was the Bidens. So maybe this is wrong because that's ENS. Whoops. EN. And then this one is wrong because this should say, no, not a D, Biden. That's like a past tense verb, to Biden. Biden. Medicinal amount. Maybe dosage. Dosage. Oh, okay, so hold on. Still up in the air for short. TBD, to be determined. Which means it's full of questions. What's full of questions? Try something. Chewy candy. Taffy. Oh, some of these are lining up. I think we're getting it. School. Why would school that plays home football games at the LA Coliseum? That would be USC, University of Southern California. Okay, and then I think this is lining up because right here, elaborate hairstyle is a coif. Coif. And then 15 down. Sure, whatever you say. Okay. Yeah. That's really funny. Okay, so with 14 across, big question marks. Maybe that's confusing. Whoopsie, don't do that. Confusing. Part of the eye that contains the iris. I thought I knew all the parts of the eye, but maybe not. Oh, 24 cans of beer is a case. And then it's full of questions. Trivia. I would say I'm pretty much a trivia nerd. If I was on a game show, I would do okay. I wouldn't do great. I would do okay. Okay, back to the puzzles. I was going to do something. I like doing this periodically, and I think maybe now is a good chance to do it just right here with you. I like to look up my own live streams to see what they look like, you know? 3 watching right now. That's you guys. Hey, that's you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like actively right now. But what I want to do is I want to find it. So maybe I have to go into a different account. I want to find it in the Shorts Live. And this might take a sec because I have to find the one that's the lives. It doesn't like that I'm scrolling so fast. It's like, hey, you're not giving the attention you need. I don't know if you've seen this, but just recently, like literally the last couple days, they've changed the way that shorts are counted. They don't count full. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Watch live. There's me on the live page. So the reason I want to go see this is, what does it look like, right? I mean, there's a chat on top. There's a thing that says, like, you know, go subscribe, that kind of stuff. Here. Oh, that's so funny. I'm going to say hi in the chat. That's my gaming channel. I logged into my gaming channel to see. That's so funny. Yeah, it's good to be reflexive, right? It's good to see sort of what you're doing and what do other people see of you. You know, look at yourself in the mirror. Like, for example, the community guidelines are fully covering my face right now. You can see that. It's covering on top of my eyes. And you can't really see that thing that says what game we're playing. That's interesting. But, like, where else am I going to play it? Here's these, like, horizontal things, and then I'm seeing it as a vertical in the live stream. So that's kind of interesting. All right, let's go through each one. So, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and just to la. The sixth step. So here in America, I don't know how it is in other countries, but here in America, we don't refer to it as the solfege, right? The do, the re, the mi. We'll say what the note is, right? It's an E flat, or it's a B, B sharp, or not a B sharp, a C sharp. There's no B. B sharp is just C. But in Brazil, for example, they use solfege. So when they talk about, you go to B menor, which is like you will actually go to the and instead of T, they say C do instead of chi do, because the TI makes a ch sound instead of a t sound. It's interesting. It's very interesting. They use kind of an old antiquated way of doing it. So do, re, mi, fa, sol. Let's see. Still up in the air for short. TBD, to be determined. With 14 across, big question marks. That's confusing. I love that the whole puzzle made a giant question mark too. That's really funny. Rio Grande. There are in Brazil 2 states that are called Rio Grande. There's Rio Grande do Norte and Rio Grande do Sul. And it's really funny because they are unrelated to each other, and they're very far distance from each other too. Rio Grande do Norte is in the north, very far north, and then do Sul is like the bottom country. It's like the lowest country in Brazil. I don't even think it's the same river. It's like just the big river, and that's the only thing that connects them, is that one was named after a big river and the other was named after a big river. It's really funny. Yeah, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts over A, B, and then the octave is C. I love music. I think some of you guys know this about me, but I have I actually play a variety of instruments. I play primarily percussion. I started playing the trumpet, and then the very next year they got me on low brass, so I played the euphonium, the baritone, and then I got a guitar. My dad bought me a guitar. I inherited his old drum set. That's that vintage drum set that I still play today. I've changed out the drum heads and polished it a million times and stuff like that, different cymbals and whatever. But yeah, I love music, and one of the things about my high school experience was that I jokingly say that AP Music Theory was my favorite AP class. Actually, it was my only AP class. So I can confidently say it was my favorite AP class, by Keith Hodgson. I think he's still teaching even. I see him on Instagram and Facebook sometimes, but hope he's doing all right. All right, Rio Grande. Bone connecting the elbow with the wrist. There's actually 2 of them, and they're side by side, the radius and the ulna. That one is the ulna. Things issued by the DMV, IDs. Elaborate hairstyle is called a coif. Why is it called a coif? Is that French? It looks weird to just put an F on the end of a word like that. It's like coin, but with an F. What? The part of the eye that contains the iris. That is the uvea, I guess. I thought I knew all the different parts. You know, the cornea and the iris and the pupil and the retina and the lens and all that stuff. But the uvea, maybe that's like all of the lens stuff together. C7 across to go with 14 across. That's confusing. Sure, whatever you say. Okay. 12 cans of beer would be a case. Plaster wall coating, stucco. Hey, check it out. Oh, look. Let's see. What's this one? I should have read the hint before I read the answer because it didn't make sense. Weather phenomenon that translates to the girl, La Niña. But Niña, the second N has like a tilde on top, so it's a nya sound. It's full of questions. Trivia. I'm kind of a trivia nerd, aren't I? White House family during the 2020s, the Bidens. The Bidens. Medicinal amount, dosage. Chewy candy, taffy. And then the school that plays home football games at the LA Coliseum, USC, University of Southern California. Cool. That's so clever, the question mark thing. I love that. All right, and then let's play the Wordle. I noticed also the latency is not that bad today. There's a setting where you can say how bad do you want the latency to go. And I said normal latency instead of, or what did I say? I called it low latency instead of normal latency. Normal latency is like 20 seconds. You say something and I'm not going to see it. Well, I see it immediately, but then I respond and then you don't see my response for like 20 seconds. There's always a delay. There's always a delay. If you ever, chat with your favorite streamers, playing games or whatever, and they sometimes respond immediately if they have really good internet connection and it's like an ultra low latency, which makes it really a conversation. But then depending on the game or depending on what they're doing, they will purposefully put in low latency or either normal latency or low latency so that there is a gap. There's a delay. Some people choose to do that. Okay, so let's come up with a word. I came up with snare yesterday, and I kind of regretted it because when I did snare, it sort of like gave away all of the easy letters, and then I had no letters to make the other two non-intersecting words with. So what if we tried, how about point? Okay, there's an N somewhere. Nice. I don't love the word, but it is a non-intersecting word. Slave. Oh, look at that. There's an E on the end. Okay. So S-N, and there's an E at the end for sure. Can we come up with a third non-intersecting word? Chirk. It'd be nice to know if the U is in there, because we have two consonants and then one vowel, but the one vowel is at the end though, so there's got to be one more vowel, I bet. Unless it's a double E. Yesterday, boy, I was bashing my head against the wall trying to figure out what it was, and it was a double letter. I think arrow, wasn't it arrow? So it was a double R, and I didn't consider it being a double R for like, you guys saw it for like 20 minutes. I don't know if it was 20 minutes, but it was pretty agonizing. With a B on the end. Drummy. Cruddy. Oh, wow, look at that. Cruddy gave us the R and the U. So we have all 5 letters. We just don't have them in the right order. So let's rearrange. Runts. Oh, maybe nurse. Oh, let's go. Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, look at that. 61 times. That's pretty exciting. We've played it 61 times. And most of the time, this strategy gets me on the 4th. That's pretty good. I come up with a word, and then a non-intersecting word, and then a third non-intersecting word. And doing that today gave us all 5 letters. That's awesome. Usually by the third non-intersecting word, I have enough that I can figure out what I have, what I don't have, right? Oh, thank you, thank you. Round of applause. I love it. Yeah, point. So the N. Slave. I don't love that word, but it is a non-intersecting word there. And that gave us the S and an E at the end somewhere. And then cruddy. That's a funny word, cruddy. Gave us the R and the U. That's cool. And they just were reversed. So we reversed the first 2, reversed the second 2, and we came up with nurse. Nurse. Cool. All right, then we play the Strands puzzle. Get your mind out of the gutter. Uh-oh. These like awkward words that I don't want to repeat on a live stream. What's happening here? Is this going to be awkward? Let's find out. Get your mind out of the gutter. Or is this having to do with like gutters or like roofing? You know, like the trouble with the Strands puzzle is the theme is not always very apparent until it sort of fully unfolds. So let's see what could go together. I see SH. Let's look at corners too. PM. I see like an MENT that could go on the end, but that would leave the P orphaned. ED, I see ED there. Pulled. Stand. Get your mind out of the gutter. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like somebody's having inappropriate thoughts and they say something out loud and they're like, oh, come on, get your mind out of the gutter. But for the puzzle, what does that mean? Like today's theme. This could have to do with street gutters. This could have to do with a roof gutter. Wait a minute. I think I see one. Filthy? Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, get your mind out of the gutter. These are dirty things. So filthy. Something about dirty mind, maybe? Do you see that? Okay, I see dirty. But it's headed straight up, which tells me this is probably the spangram. Dirty words? Oh no. Dirty words. Not dirty words as in I'm finding those dirty words. I'm finding words that mean dirty. Oh my gosh. Okay. What else? Grime. Oh, here it is. Grimy. What's this one? Oh, unkempt. Unkempt. I feel like these D's go together. So 4 out of the 7. That means there are 3 left. We already found the spangram, so it's like probably 1, 2, 3. I see an ED here. I wonder if the ED goes together. Polluted. Muddy. Oh, and here's stained. Stained. There it is. That's funny. Okay, here. I noticed that if I say a dirty word or I'll dislike, okay, poopy. I said it. I said it, Cal. You told me to say it, so I said it. Say a dirty word or I'll dislike. You're funny. So, dirty words. Get your mind out of the gutter. Dirty words. Filthy. Stained. Muddy. Polluted. Grimy. And unkempt. That's funny. I usually don't. I don't swear myself unless I'm really mad. I mean, like, really, really cooked up. Otherwise, that's not what I go to. I don't know. Maybe that's the East Coaster in me coming out. Okay, so we are trying to solve the letterboxed in 5 words today. We've got these 12 letters I'm trying to get rid of. This is... See, this is why I try to watch my own live stream occasionally, because this tells me, look how the letters are sort of like covering. And actually thinking about it, this is the puzzle that I had to sort of rework the orientation of it. And so if I have to change the orientation real quick, it might look something like this. If I just take it lower so that this one can go lower, right? And then on the live stream, if I go look at this, see, I'm changing it in real time. That's so funny. There's a delay, of course, but changing it, that's a lot lower, and you can now actually see the letters on the top. So again, it's good to be self-reflexive. It's good to see sort of how do other people view me, right? How do other people see what I see, or see what I'm doing, because I can't see it myself. It's sort of the same phenomenon as when you are listening to yourself speak for the first time on in a pair of headphones. So I teach video production and TV broadcast, and occasionally they have to do voiceovers. And I have this beautiful little voiceover studio. It's very simple. I mean, you hit the record button, and then once you're done, hit stop, and then you pull out the SD card. But when kids record themselves, they'll put the headphones on and then truly actually hear what they sound like for the first time, because you don't know what you sound like, unless you watch like a professional recording of yourself or something. Really, actually what you're hearing is like the echo inside your head, right? You're not actually hearing truly, purely what other people hear unless you put a pair of headphones on and you can truly hear exactly what other people are hearing. And it freaks people out. Honestly, it is a little uncanny to listen to yourself for the first time. You record a voiceover, you put the thing on, you're like, oh, that's what I sound like? Are you kidding? That's really actually what I sound like? It's kind of funny. I love giving kids new opportunities, right? New things they've never experienced before, and that's for sure one of them. Okay, so we are trying to solve in 5 words here. We've got a U, F, T, N, Y, and O, B, R, and C, A, I, and K. Okay. So all of the K letters that I started looking up earlier are not going to help me, because I thought of KA words and I thought of KI words, like kiln. I guess we'll have to use it as maybe like CK, right? I can't do kick. C is a KI on the same side. So this will be a little tricky, but we will make it work. There's oh, I see a naughty word already. Luckily, you can't. This FU is on the same side. As a kid, I recorded myself singing High School Musical. I listened to it and realized I can't sing. Oh, no. No, when you listen to it yourself, you just become hyper aware of what you sound like. Every little twitch, every little waver, and you go, oh my gosh, I'm terrible. It's a very vulnerable thing. It's a super self-conscious thing to listen to yourself for the first time, because you're like, oh my gosh, that's really what I sound like. It's one of those things that you just sort of... I know it sounds terrible, but it's just one of those things you have to just accept and get over. Like, you sound the way you sound. You're not going to modify your voice somehow. You know, you're not going to like mask it somehow. You sound the way you sound. Just own it. Just accept it. When I first listened to my own voice, I was like, oh, I don't like that. It's too, I don't remember even what it was, you know, what it sounded like. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. You know, it was probably higher and squeakier or something. And I'm like, I don't like that sound. Now, I've been a teacher for 13, almost 14 years. And I do record videos of myself, and I record voiceovers and that kind of thing. And so hearing my own voice is just like, yeah, that's me, you know. It's not even something I even think about anymore. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's try putting some letters together. And if you see one, then let me know. I see maybe TRUCK. There's no G, so I can't do ing words today. And there's also no E. How about that? There's no E in this puzzle. Trucky? Not trucky. How about just truck? Oh, but then that would leave us to the K. And I'm not prepared to make K words. Yes, I am. Watch me be proud. Watch me be, look at this. K-N-I... Is B? No, that's nib. Nib is just N-I-B. I can say knit. How about that? Knit. See, I can end words with K and start words with K. I got this. Yeah, there's plenty of KN words. So we're on the T now. If only we could double letters, we could say taffy. But we cannot. Sadly, we cannot. There's no E. There's no E in this puzzle. Tabby, like a tabby cat? Oh, that's 2 B's, huh? Tabby. Tab. And I can't do B-O-Y. I was going to say like boyfriend or something. My eyes are going a mile a minute. I'm jumping all over the place to see if I can make words out of these couple of letters. Any help? If you guys can see one, let me know. Oh, I can't say bayou because OU, but the Y and the O are on the same side. Okay. I think sadly our words are too small right here. So knit was okay. Nitty? No, nitty's not a word. Well, I mean, if we could start with or end with a T, that we can end and then go truck, knit. We kind of reverse engineer the puzzle like we've done in the past. Here, I'm going to write down those letters. Here we go. Reverse engineering. We're on another sticky note now. Okay, so I thought of another one too that we can't do yet, but fount, F-O-U-N-T. O-U-N-T. Not tout. What are you doing? That would leave us with the... Oh, the A? How funny, we haven't used the A yet. B, A, and Y. Okay. Okay, so if we can get onto the F by ending a word on the F, then we can get to fount, and then truck, and then knit. Tray. About tray. Is yif a word? I feel like yif is a word. No, it's not. Yaff. Okay. We do need to use an F. How about this? Fray. F-R-A. Y. There we go. Yib. Yib's not a word. Yarn ball, not a word. Oh, if only we had the G, we could say fraying. Frank. Okay. Fray. I'm going to write that word down. If you guys see anything for me, start with fort. F-O-R-T. And that could leave us... Click the wrong one. To the truck that we did. And what did you say? Knit. K-N-I-T. And then we're on the T. We could go tab and then bay. Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. Definitely. Okay, so we did it in 5. Not too bad. Not too bad. Is there a more efficient way? Of course there is. In fact, Callie, you were just talking yesterday. How do you get to the more efficient way? It's click on the button that says yesterday. So I don't even know if I can show this. I can't show this. So on the page, I'm looking for pages that could work. On this page, there is a button that says yesterday. So I can't see how other people solved today's puzzle, but I can see yesterday's puzzle. And I just so happen to still have yesterday's puzzle open. So I kind of want to see how we could... Here, let's see. Whirlybird and detox. I remember there was an X. So whirlybird and detox. What did we say? Let's go to it. Just yesterday... we did 5 letters or 5 words. Libre, one-eyed, dot, thrower, and then redox. Remember redox yesterday? And today it was, the most efficient way, I guess maybe an algorithm figured it out, was whirlybird and detox. I said redox. I don't know why I come up with these strange words, but whirlybird and detox. That's cool. Okay, so for today's puzzle, was this the most efficient way to solve? Probably not. Probably not. Also, now that I'm looking at it, I can see that these letters are getting covered over. Gonna toe the line there. I want to make it high enough so that you can see, right? If my head is taller, you can't see. A whirlybird. Like a whirligig? I don't know. It's probably just some AI with access to a dictionary, figured it out for you. So fort led us to truck. K led us to knit. And then T for tab. And then bay. We just needed to get rid of the Y at the end there. So bay. Cool. Cool. All right. So today's connections puzzle was really fun. It was one of those ones that I had to figure out what the fourth one was just by process of elimination. Some of us, I guess, figured it out already. So the purple one. And in fact, you got the purple one first. How is that even possible? I don't even know. A short period of time, a bit, a flash, a GIF, and a sec. Hey, I'll be there in a sec. I'll finish in a GIF. NBA players, singular form of these NBA teams. A singular buck, a net, a spur, and a sun. That's funny. Phoenix Suns. I don't think of each player as a sun. I don't know. It's funny. Like if there's, the Bulldogs or the Titans or the whatever. Like each individual kid is a bulldog, I suppose. My high school when I was in high school, we were the Mustangs, and each person was a Stang. Yeah, we were proudly Stangs. But then you get other teams that it's like, it was the Colorado Avalanche, and it's like, okay, like collectively we are the Avalanche. Let's see. To do wrong, to err, to fall, to sin, and to stray. Starts of African countries: Botswana, Cameroon, Kenya, and Tanzania. For bots, came, Ken, and Tan. Yeah, I don't know how that came intuitively to you, but apparently somehow it did. So, pretty cool. All right, look at today's puzzle. It made a giant question mark. So clever. So the first one across was do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, S-O-L. Still up in the air for short. TBD, to be determined. My daughter's stressing out right now because her prom group plans are TBD. A couple of kids have a big thing that day, so they can't do like the day date and all the fun things, right? They have to just like do the thing and then go straight to prom. So they're kind of stressing about the orientation of the day. How's that going to run? TBD. Yeah, their plans are very much TBD, to be determined. That's confusing with 14 across. Lots of question marks. That's confusing. All right, Rio Grande. I was telling you in Brazil there are two separate unrelated states that are named Rio Grande. There's Rio Grande of the North, Rio Grande of the South, Rio Grande do Sul, Rio Grande do Norte. And they are just two different places that it's not even the same river. It's two different places. It's really funny. Bone connecting the elbow and the wrist, the ulna. There's the radius and the ulna. Things issued by the DMV, those IDs. Elaborate hairstyle, a coif. C-O-I-F, coif. Part of the eye that contains the iris, the uvea. Yeah, we already answered that one. That's confusing. Sure, whatever you say. Okay. And then 12 cans of beer come in a case. I think I said pack before, but isn't that maybe 12? I don't know. Somebody's really wanting to forget their times. They might buy a whole case. Plaster wall coating, stucco. Hey, check it out. Oh, look. weather phenomenon that translates to the girl, La Nina, right? There's El Nino and La Nina. One's coming in, one's going out. I always forget which is which. It's full of questions. Trivia. Yeah, trivia. Kind of a trivia nerd, aren't I? White House family during the 2020s, the Bidens. Medicinal amount, a dosage. Chewy candy, taffy. I don't know if I told you this before, but I actually worked at a candy store on the Ocean City Boardwalk. And I sold taffy. We sold pounds and pounds and pounds of taffy, all different flavors. Name a flavor, we had it. It was like everything from banana to pistachio to chocolate to, just plain vanilla or mint or all that. And we also sold fudge too. And oh my gosh, that fudge was so good. It was made in-house. We didn't buy it from somewhere. Like we had I didn't work at the factory, but they had a fudge factory, and we would at the front end sell it. And we'd sell macaroons and chocolate dipped everything. I mean, name a thing and we chocolate dipped it. We even had chocolate dipped ants. I was actually at a mall that had like a little chocolate store recently, and my kids were marveling at all the different chocolate dipped things. Chocolate dipped marshmallows or chocolate dip, and it's all sweet stuff now. I'm like, but if you tried what we used to chocolate dip, you'd love it. Like we chocolate dipped. Potato chips, like Ruffles, right? The Ridges. Oh my gosh, those were so good. Those are so good. We would want to sell like the full, unbroken ones and, maybe little slivers. But if you ever got like crunches at the bottom, people aren't going to buy that. And so, they had like a dish of it, for the end of the night. It's like, these were broken. Nobody's going to buy them. And you could just munch on them. They were so good. Macaroons, chocolate dipped macaroons. Oh man, Turkish Delight. Golly, we sold so many. That was a highlight job. Throughout your life, you're gonna look back and go, man, that was a pretty good job. I've had really good jobs throughout my life. I've had some sucky jobs, but I've had some great jobs too. My very first job was working at the trophy store that my mom worked at. And then I did that for years. I did that for quite a while. And then in high school later on, I worked at this candy store, and we sold fudge and taffy. That's why I'm talking about it right here. Taffy. We had every flavor imaginable of taffy. And then the very next year, oh my gosh, highlight. It was one of the highlights. I worked at a toy store on the same boardwalk. And I was a toy and kite demonstrator. We would take turns, if it was an early morning shift, we would take turns going out flying stunt kites, the two-line kites. So I get giddy on a windy day because that means I'm going to go fly a kite that day. And on the beach, on the boardwalk, it was just constant, just perfect, over the ocean wind. And so we were always flying kites. It was so fun. Like, literally, I had a job that I got to fly kites. It was so fun. And demonstrate, toys like devil sticks and yo-yos and things like that. Super fun. But and honestly, this job that I'm currently at, I'm a teacher. I have been a teacher for 13, almost 14 years at the same school. I got my job straight out of college. I was super fortunate. It was right after my one of my daughters was born, and I remember we were at the hospital for my wife, and literally we got the call for the interview while I'm in her recovery room. I remember that. So it was like I graduated, we had a baby, and I got a job, like boom, 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 one after the other. It was crazy. But this job I've had for almost 14 years, and I love every moment of it. It's just super fun. Are there some sucky moments? Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat that and say that it's just all perfect. But overall, do I enjoy the satisfaction of being a teacher, and especially what I teach? Photo, video, TV broadcast. I love it. So are there kids that do devious licks and TikTok trends and stupid things like that? Yeah, of course. There always will be. That hopefully is all overshadowed by how awesome it is to do what I do. So I love it. All that from one word. Look at that, a 5-letter word, taffy. School that plays home football games at the LA Coliseum. That's USC, Utah, or University of, what is this? Southern California. I almost said South Carolina. Utah, South Carolina. What? Yeah, University of Southern California. That's funny. All right, and then we played the Wordle. Okay, so we started with point, and that gave us the N. I wasn't going to make the same mistake that I made previously. I actually kind of shot myself in the foot yesterday by saying snare, and that's like all of the common letters. So I was like, gee, how do I make other words out of this? And I couldn't. I was having a hard time making. I did end up making words, but I should start with a little more off, not as often used letters. Like point, that's fine. And then I don't like the word, but it is a non-intersecting word, so slave. And then a third word that doesn't use any of those previous 10 letters was cruddy. And that, through, process of elimination, gave us all 5 letters, which is cool. And even the E was on the end. So just rearranging those letters. The first and the fourth got reversed, and then the second and third got reversed. And we came up with nurse. Nurse. Okay, Strands. Callie was threatening me with a dislike if I didn't say a naughty word, so I did. You can see dirty words. I said, what did I say, poopy or something? Get your mind out of the gutter. Filthy, stained, muddy, polluted, and unkempt. Oh, and grimy. There's another one, grimy. That was a good puzzle. All right, and then the letterbox. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this, but I did it in 5. I'm sure some AI with a dictionary can do it in 1 or 2, but not for me. Okay, so today was a little challenging. I mean, there was a K, but luckily, just recently I looked up a bunch of K words. I kind of refreshed my memory on K words, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a ton of KN words. And what should show up in our puzzle today? But again, a bunch of KN things. KN, I came up with KNIT, knit. And Callie, thanks for your help, right? Whirlybird. We came up with the same words. I just put them in a different order, right? How do I get from knit to bay? And of course, it was just tab. There it was. So we came up with together fort, and then truck, and then let's see. Well, you really came up with fort, didn't you? So fort, truck, and then knit. And then you came up with tab so that I could go over to that word that I said before, bay. So, cool. Yeah, you kind of work together on stuff. I love that. It's good to work together with people. It's fun that this is kind of collaborative. The only one that's not really collaborative for me is the Wordle. I don't know why, but just specifically the Wordle. I feel like if you spoon feed the answer, then it's like, it's a letdown, But I'm growing my brain by not looking at the chat during the Wordle. Everything else I love your help with. Strands, maybe that's a tough one. Letterbox, how we're going to do this together. And the connections and maybe even the crossword puzzle I might need your help with. But yeah, it's just really fun to do these puzzles. So hope you have a great weekend. Beautiful Saturday. Enjoy your Saturday. Right? Where I am, it's beautiful. It's bright. It's actually a little hot, actually, if anything else. We've had, beautiful days and then 2 inches of snow suddenly and then, warm again. And right now we're in one of those warm patches. So pretty satisfied with that. All right. You guys are great. Thanks for an awesome stream. Thanks for the help. Appreciate that. And, enjoy your weekend. Catch you on the next one. See ya.